All right, so Bitcoin, it's getting really close to hitting $100,000.
Yeah.
And the whole crypto world is like buzzing,
That's slow
about a
down.
potential bull run in 2024.
Definitely. There's so much energy right now.
Yeah, so whether you've been into crypto for years or you're just starting to learn about it today, we're going to do a deep dive
Love it.
into this article. Bitcoin nears $100. Why 2024 could be the year of crypto's next bull run.
It's a great piece.
Yeah, we're going to break down all the key ideas and see what's really going on.
Yeah, what's really fascinating to me right now is how Bitcoin is kind of like
Wow.
setting the pace, like a leader for the
Okay.
whole crypto market.
Okay, yeah.
Its price movements, they really seem to influence what happens to other cryptocurrencies, those altcoins.
That makes sense.
It's fascinating to watch how it all plays out.
So let's break down what's actually causing this surge in
All right.
Bitcoin's price.
Okay.
The article we're looking at points to four main things.
All right.
The first one is this thing called the Bitcoin halving effect.
Right.
Have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal.
Okay, so for anyone who's new to this idea,
Yeah.
imagine it this way. Every 4 years, the reward that Bitcoin miners get for adding new blocks to the blockchain is cut in half.
Like they're slicing a pizza.
Right, exactly. And this built-in scarcity,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of creates this pressure cooker effect,
Yeah.
that pushes the price up.
It's like supply and demand at its most fundamental level.
Yeah, it's like when you have those limited edition sneakers
Oh,
or
yeah.
concert tickets.
Exactly.
People are willing to pay more because there are only so many.
Makes sense. And what makes this particular halving even more interesting is the timing.
Oh, how so?
Well, it happened when people were already super interested in Bitcoin,
Got it.
So that amplified the effect even more.
So it's not just the halving itself.
Right.
It's also about when it happens in the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We see that in the historical data.
Okay.
After a halving event, Bitcoin's price tends to jump up in the following months.
Interesting.
It's a pattern.
The article also mentioned institutional adoption as a big factor.
Yes. Huge.
We're seeing these major players in finance like BlackRock and Fidelity
The big names.
getting into crypto.
Yeah, and that's a huge signal.
What do you think that means?
Well, when these financial giants start putting serious money into Bitcoin, it kind of makes it seem more legitimate, Like it has
Right.
real long-term potential.
It's not just for like tech enthusiasts anymore.
Exactly. It's not a fringe asset anymore.
Yeah.
Their involvement brings a whole new level of credibility to crypto.
Like a stamp of approval.
Yeah, and it attracts new investors who might have been on the fence before.
Okay, so it's not just big institutions, right?
Nope.
Everyday people are getting involved too.
Oh, absolutely. That's the third driver we're seeing. Growing retail participation.
And why do you think that's happening?
Well, it's so much easier to get into crypto now than it used to be.
Okay.
You've got these user-friendly platforms and tons of information available. It's pretty straightforward to buy and sell crypto these days, and you can learn about it pretty easily.
So it's not just a Wall Street game anymore. Anyone can play.
Exactly. As long as you have an internet connection and a little bit of curiosity, you can get started.
I like that. And speaking of a changing world, the article highlights something called global macroeconomic uncertainty as another big factor pushing Bitcoin higher.
Makes sense.
What's the connection there?
Well, think about it. When the economy is shaky
Yeah.
and traditional financial systems seem a bit risky, people start looking for other places to put their money.
Okay.
Places where they think it'll be safe.
Like a safe haven.
Exactly. Gold has always been that safe haven, and now, with its decentralized nature and fixed supply, Bitcoin is kind of being seen as digital gold.
Okay, so it's like a digital version of that age-old safe haven.
That's the idea.
That's really interesting.
Mhm.
So we've got these four major forces pushing Bitcoin's price up, this scarcity thing, the big institutions getting involved, everyday people joining in, and then the global uncertainty.
Right.
But how could this lead to a bigger bull run for the whole crypto market?
Great question.
That's what we'll explore in part 2 of our deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
Stick with us.
Welcome back. We were just talking about how Bitcoin's surge
Yeah.
could be the start of a much bigger bull run for all of crypto.
It's like that locomotive pulling all those other coins along with it.
Exactly.
Why do you think that connection between Bitcoin and the rest of the market is so strong?
Well, historically, when Bitcoin goes up, it's like a confidence boost for the whole crypto world.
People get excited.
Exactly. They start looking at other cryptos thinking those prices might go up too.
So as Bitcoin climbs, people start branching out looking for other opportunities.
Exactly. And that can lead to more investment in altcoins. And, what happens then?
Prices go up.
Precisely. But it's not like every single altcoin is going to skyrocket.
Right.
Some have stronger fundamentals than others.
Okay. So it's not just a blind rush into everything.
No, definitely not. Investors still need to do their research and be smart about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So besides this price connection, what other effects could a Bitcoin-led bull run have?
Well, one of the biggest impacts is usually a surge in developer activity.
Oh, interesting.
When the market is hot and there's a lot of positive energy, it attracts talented developers.
Makes sense.
They want to be part of the innovation. They want to build new things on the blockchain.
So it's not just about trading and making money.
No, it's about pushing the boundaries of what this technology can do.
So it's like a breeding ground for the next big thing in tech.
Absolutely, and this is where things get really exciting.
Yeah.
A bull run can fuel innovation in areas like DeFi, decentralized finance,
Okay, yeah.
where we're seeing traditional financial services being reimagined on the blockchain.
Interesting.
We could also see advancements in NFTs, those digital tokens representing unique assets, and more development of blockchain games.
So many possibilities. It's not all smooth sailing, though, right?
Right.
The article mentioned some potential roadblocks. One that stands out is regulatory scrutiny.
Yeah, governments around the world are still figuring out how to regulate crypto.
It's a bit of a gray area.
Exactly. And that uncertainty can make investors and businesses hesitate.
For sure.
Take the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, for example.
Okay.
They're still working on defining which cryptocurrencies are considered securities.
And why does that matter?
Well, it affects how they can be traded and taxed.
Got it. So it's a bit of a waiting game as regulators catch up.
That's one way to put it.
Another concern is the environmental impact of Bitcoin mining all that energy consumption.
Yeah, that's a legitimate concern. Bitcoin's proof-of-work system uses a lot of energy, but there's a lot of work being done to make it more sustainable.
Okay, how so?
Well, there's a push towards using renewable energy sources and developing more efficient mining hardware.
So a greener Bitcoin.
Exactly. And, there are other cryptocurrencies that use less energy-intensive systems.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Things like proof of stake, delegated proof of stake, and proof of authority.
So there are alternatives out there.
Definitely. And the industry is really working on addressing those energy concerns.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From what's driving Bitcoin's price to how it could affect the whole market and the challenges that are out there.
We have a lot to think about.
Let's shift gears now and imagine what a world with widespread crypto adoption might actually look like.
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm ready.
Imagine sending money across borders as easily as sending an email.
Wow.
Imagine financial services that anyone can access no matter where they are or their credit history.
That would be incredible.
And imagine digital ownership and identity that's totally secure and can't be tampered with.
It sounds like a much more inclusive and efficient system.
Exactly. But how realistic is this vision, and what's being done to get us there?
Great questions. That's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive. All right, so we're back for the final part of our crypto deep dive.
It's been a great conversation.
We've talked about a potential Bitcoin bull run, what's driving it, the impact on other cryptocurrencies, and the challenges the industry is facing.
Lots to cover.
Now let's look ahead. What steps are being taken to make widespread crypto adoption a reality?
Well, we're seeing some really interesting developments like El Salvador.
Oh, yeah.
Remember back in 2021, they made Bitcoin legal tender?
That was a big deal.
It was a bold move, and it definitely got people talking about the possibility of other countries adopting cryptocurrencies.
So governments are starting to experiment.
For sure. And on the tech side, there's a lot happening too.
Like what?
Well, one area that's really exciting is layer 2 scaling solutions.
Okay, what are those?
Basically, they're designed to make blockchain networks faster and more efficient.
So more practical for everyday use.
Exactly like the Lightning Network.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's built on top of Bitcoin, and it lets you send transactions almost instantly with really low fees.
Wow, that sounds perfect for things like micropayment.
Absolutely. And then there's the whole world of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs.
CBDCs, right? I've heard that term thrown around.
So these are basically digital versions of a country's regular currency issued by the central bank.
So it's like a government-backed digital currency.
Exactly. And several countries, including China, are already trying them out.
Interesting.
If CBDCs become widely adopted, it could really change the global financial system.
It sounds like we're on the verge of a major shift in how we think about and use money.
I think so too, but as we move toward this more crypto-integrated world, there are some important things to consider.
Like what?
Well, one big one is financial inclusion.
right? Making sure everyone benefits.
Exactly. Crypto has the potential to empower people and give everyone access to financial services, even those who don't have bank accounts.
Yeah.
But we need to make sure everyone can actually participate.
So we need to bridge that digital divide.
Absolutely. And make sure there are educational resources to help people understand this new financial landscape.
Technology shouldn't create more inequality.
I agree. It should be a tool for positive change.
Another concern is the potential for misuse. Things like money laundering and other criminal activities.
Yeah, those concerns are definitely valid. And we need responsible regulations and law enforcement to address them.
It's like any powerful technology, right?
Yeah,
It can be used for good or bad.
exactly. It's up to us to make sure it's used for good.
Well, as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of crypto, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, the most important thing is to stay informed. The crypto world is always changing, so keep learning and stay up to date.
It's an ever-evolving landscape.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions. There's a whole community of people who are passionate about crypto and happy to share their knowledge.
Find those resources, connect with others.
And remember, crypto is more than just an investment. It's a technology that could change the world.
It has the potential to reshape our financial systems, give people more power, and create new ways to exchange value.
It's a journey full of exciting possibilities.
We're just at the beginning, so keep learning, keep exploring, and stay curious. Thanks for joining us on this crypto deep dive.